Oh, baby.
That's right, Chris Sims. Today's show is incredible. A man from outside of our world dives in for 35 minutes and tells us about his captivating rise from zero to hero, from modern sports gambler living in Vegas to international superstar because his brain is so damn good. You're going to love today. And you're also going to love SeatGeek, our presenting sponsor, the greatest ticket buying app on planet Earth and the moon. That's right. If you're going to buy tickets on the moon, you buy those tickets through our friends at SeatGeek. And if you're going to buy tickets at any live event here on planet Earth, let's say it's a comedy show.
Yeah.
Let's say it's a play.
Oh, yeah. I like a play.
Let's say it's Major League Baseball.
They got him. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Let's say it's a minor league baseball.
They got him.
game.
Right,
Hey,
you bet.
Speaking of our favorite minor league baseball player, how's Tim Tebow doing?
Got struck out by a first baseman the other day.
Great arm, though.
Not a great look.
Jesus Christ.
Rookie of the year, struck out that really good hitter with the floater.
Yes.
So Tim Tebow probably wasn't used to that slow of pitches. Yeah. His next swing's his best swing. Know that Tim Tebow will be back in that batter's box hitting home runs.
Tim.
And when he does, and when he gets up to the majors, there's only one place to buy tickets, and that's from SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the greatest ticket buying platform because they scan all the other ticket buying platforms to make sure you're getting the best tickets available for the best prices possible. And there's other places that sell you tickets, but you get catfish. The ticket that you bought isn't the ticket that you get. But with SeatGeek, you can go ahead and shop with confidence because what you buy out there is what you're going to get in there. Think about that. Your network is your net worth. Wow. Zito.
Oh, yeah.
I let off a speech last night with that. You'll hear about it at the end of the show. Pretty good. I might become a motivational speaker, by the way. I don't know if I'm going to, but it's something that should be out there.
could.
And if I do, you'll be able to buy tickets to hear me from your friends at SeatGeek. And right now, use promo code PAT. You get $10 off your first order. Promo code McAfee, get $20 off your first order. So if you're rich, little self-awareness, use promo code PAT. Get $10 off your first order. If you're not rich yet, go ahead and use McAfee. Get $20 off your first order. Shout out SeatGeek muy mucho. Our first sponsor ever, our presenting sponsor now, and the greatest ticket buying platform on planet Earth. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, the day after incredible Alex Trebek news was broken all over the internet about almost being in remission from his pancreatic cancer. A man who has taken the world by storm. He's won over $2 million playing a trivia game. He's on a 29-day run and counting. Your smartest friend, he's smarter than. He was a professional sports gambler until he took a little time off here to dominate a little show called Jeopardy. From Naperville, Illinois, ladies and gentlemen, Jeopardy genius, James Holzhauer.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Hey, man. Thank you so much for joining us. I said a little bit ago, I'm starstruck. I am a Jeopardy watcher nightly, and whenever you showed up as a professional sports gambler, I was automatically on your side, and watching what you have done has been awesome, James.
No, I think it's great. I've done a lot of interviews, but this is the first time someone in a sleeveless hoodie has reached out to me.
Okay, let's talk about it. Your entire life, have you been the smartest human in the room? And do you still, because every time you give an interview, you act as if you're just like, oh, I'm just one of the guys. Like I read kids' books, that's how I stay ahead of it. And then valedictorians come in there and you just slaughter them. Like, have you always been the smartest dude to walk into every room that you walk into?
I guess. I mean, I never finished at the top of my class in grades or anything like that. But, if you gave us a trivia test or something like that, I was really good at things like math team in high school. Yeah.
Yeah, well, did you know what was going to happen whenever you got onto Jeopardy? Did you know that you were going to have a very successful run, or were you just hoping to get a win? Let's see how it is. It's going to be a fun experience.
I knew that my trivia chops were good, but the buzzer is such a huge element, and I practiced my buzzing before I went on, but I wasn't really sure until I got there that this would be the winning buzzer approach, and, I feel kind of lucky that it was.
So what did you do? Did you study Trebek's cadence and just kind of catch his rhythm? And then, because your buzzer doesn't work until he's completely finished reading the question, the clue, am I correct?
Yes, so you can't see it at home, but they have kind of a border of lights around the board that activate whenever the buzzer system is turned on. and they give you like half an hour to practice before the show, but you can't do it from home, obviously. So at home, you can practice with like a clicker pen or something like that and try to time Alex's cadence, but you really only get that half hour. You actually see the lights and see how fast you can react to them.
Okay, so the light comes on, and as soon as it's like almost in a drag race or in Mario Kart when it's like 3, 2, and you got to hit it right after the 2 to get the speed burst at the beginning. It's kind of like that where a light hits up, and that's when you can hit it?
You don't get the 3-second countdown, but yeah, other than that, I know playing a lot of video games I think is helpful in me timing, pressing a button, and I think some other champions have said this in the past too. So I said playing Guitar Hero was more important than any other studying I did.
You being a professional sports gambler, how much has that helped you in the ability to go ahead and just say, hey, this is fun coupons right now. It's not real money until we get it at the end. It's fun coupons. Let's go ahead and invest it and risk it. Has that helped out as immensely as well, I assume?
Yeah, that's a great metaphor you just used. I think I say like game pieces or poker chips or something like that. But yeah, it's nothing unless you win the tournament. You don't get to cash it in for anything. And I think the attitude of, this is 10,000 chips I'm betting, not $10,000, it is helpful. And also, I've been in situations where I lost that kind of money before, and I just bounced back and went back to work. I don't know if everyone can do that, but
big fan of this guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's smarter than you and me.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that because you know what? You need those smart ones to kind of balance out the dumb ones like us.
Yeah.
Speaking of smart, those times when every day feels the same? Like you're on autopilot?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How you're so caught up in your routine that you forget to take care of you? Well, Dollar Shave Club makes it easier to take care of yourself when that happens. Their quality products help me look, feel, and smell my best. I get everything I need from Dollar Shave Club without going to the store. That, my friends, was a smart decision by me.
Yes, it was.
It could be a smart decision by you as well because DSC is ready to take care of YOU. I've been a Dollar Shave Club member for years and years. They've made my life so much easier. From toothpaste refillment there without even having to go in the store, just showing up at my doorstep.
Love it.
To the executive razor that has good weight on it so I can trim up and line up this beard that I've grown for 32 years and doesn't look as manly as an Italian's would, but it still looks pretty good. From the see-through shave butter.
Yeah.
I love that. Dr. Carver's.
Carver.
So
best.
you actually know what you're doing there. The old
Huge.
school days of the white, fluffy shaving butter cream where you couldn't see anything, that's gone thanks to your friends at Dollar Shave Club. And as amazing as their shave stuff is, Dollar Shave Club is way more than just razors. People need to know that. It's everything you need for the bathroom to look, feel, and smell your absolute best. Right now, you can get a Dollar Shave Club starter set for just $5.
That's it? What?
That's almost no money.
It is almost.
Yeah.
It's
almost
only
no money.
It's only $5 more than no
Then
dollars.
no money, yeah.
Think about that real quick.
It's a good one.
Wow.
Jesus.
Was that your mind blowing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just heard it. Dollar Shave Club has spent years developing, crafting, and refining their products. They're so much better than anything any of us have ever used before. And right now, you get a starter set for just $5. It comes with everything you need for a great shave. The executive razor, that shave butter we were talking about, face cleansers to make you feel good after. You're going to love it as much as we do. Get your starter set for just $5 at dollarshaveclub.com/America. That's dollarshaveclub.com/America. Now back to a conversation with America's newest hero. How do you feel about people? There's some haters out there. I don't know how. I'm going to let you know. As a diehard Jeopardy fan and a bit of a meathead, I don't understand how anybody can hate what you're done. You go on to game shows attempting to win the most possible money that is available, and that's what you're doing. But there's some of these other people who are either contestants of Jeopardy or people that you have beat that say that you're rigging the game and that you're only daily double hunting. And if you are, why is that a problem? And is that what you're doing?
Well, I don't think it's a problem, but I'm not a traditionalist. I go into sports betting. I don't worry about what everyone else in the line is doing. I find the edge, and I tried my best to work with it, and I'm not doing anything that's outside the rules of Jeopardy. Maybe you could argue it's outside the spirit, I guess, but they've laid out the rules. They know about people they know that people can come in and do things like this, and they decided that it's a more fun game this way. And really, there are plenty of haters, but viewership is still way up. So
I love that promo right there. I think it's in the spirit of the game. I mean, that is the spirit of the game. The Daily Double, Trebek used to get so excited whenever somebody would say true Daily Double and nobody would ever do it. Like, that was what Trebek was always looking for. Now you're a guy that's doing it. I think you are the spirit of Jeopardy. I think those people should go fuck themselves.
okay.
I'll say it. You don't have to. Has Ken reached out to you? Because I watched an interview just a little bit ago where his quote was, and I don't think he was saying anything negative. I think it was in a joking manner, but he said he doesn't like people calling you Jeopardy James because that's who he is. He's Jeopardy Ken. Have you two chatted with each other?
Yeah, he reached out. Well, I should say I asked for his contact info so I could reach out to him, and he offered a bunch of useful advice on how to deal with sudden Jeopardy fame. I think he's the only other person who's gone through this sort of thing, and even then, that was back in 2004, before the current age of social media as we know it. He did come up with some useful advice there on, how to deal with everything that's going on, what to think about, like, what you want your media presence to be, how to deal with that. And, he and I engaged in some friendly trash talk on Twitter, but really, he seems like a nice guy who's ready for his records to be beaten if it's the time.
That's awesome. I think you're the guy, by the way. You had a close call a week ago. What happened?
Yeah.
Was it just not good categories for you? Were you off? What was it?
No, I really feel like I'm playing my best game every time I'm out there. I get some competitors who are really, really good at what they're doing, and sometimes the daily doubles don't fall my way. It's a game. It's like football. You can be the 2007 Patriots and not win every single time. Sometimes a bad bounce is going to get you, and eventually that'll be the end of me.
Do you have any weaknesses? And does Jeopardy track so for Fear Factor back in the day with Joe Rogan? To get on that show, I actually looked into this. You fill out the things that you're scared of. It's like you're setting yourself up for them to absolutely destroy you on TV. For Jeopardy, do they go through a comprehensive background check to see what your strong point is and what your weaknesses are, and are they looking for that?
They do a couple of trivia tests on your way in, so they have some data on what questions you got right and got wrong, but it's illegal to rig a game show to favor one contestant over another, so I would have to assume they're not doing anything bad like that. The past seasons of Jeopardy are publicly available data, and you can kind of see what topics are going to come up over and over. But there was one category a few weeks ago about Monty Python phrases that I went in completely unprepared for.
What is the one that popped up that you? Well, I'm sure it seems as if it's every category, but has there been a category that has popped up that you're just like, oh, I'm just going to roll right, or an entire board maybe that you see all of them, and you're like, oh, like in White Men Can't Jump, Rosie, she knew everything, the Q or something like that. Has there been a board that has popped up where you're like, oh, this is my board, I'm going to steamroll right through this board? Has that happened yet, or are you expecting it to?
I wouldn't say an entire board. There's definitely been categories. There was a Dodger baseball category on this Tuesday's episode, which, okay, I have to do this for a living, so with that.
How do they record it? Is it daily recording, or they lump up in the front of the week and then you kind of got a week off?
They do 2 taping days a week. They're back-to-back days, usually Tuesday and Wednesday, and they do 5 episodes a day. So they're taping basically 2 weeks worth of episodes each taping week.
Okay, you're in good spirits, so congratulations. I don't want to give away anything. No spoilers.
No, they're done taping for the season already now, so even if I'm still going, I won't be back in the studio till July.
Okay, so this is your second speed bump that you're going to have to run into. That Teacher's Week, were you scared that was going to interrupt your flow, or was that a time for you to go home, reset with the wife, and get some more clothes?
They actually taped the episodes out of order, so the episodes that are airing now were taped, I think, a few weeks before the teachers' tournament happened, so did not interrupt the flow.
Oh, okay. All right. So
I think it's kind of funny because I think they normally schedule these tournaments for Sweeps Week to get some nice ratings for their ads.
Right, yeah.
I think the ratings fell 25% or something like that.
Everybody was frustrated that Teachers Week came, and normally it's like the junior is a big one, the teenage and the college one's big, because it looks like one of us is up there, right? And by one of us, I mean me, who's somebody who, if I get one right, if I beat you, by the way, I've beaten you one time. I want to let you know that. I don't know about the timing, but I've beaten you one time in your run, and I've never felt smarter in my entire life. I ran around my house. I felt so good. Has Jeopardy always been your favorite game show? Because you're on The Chase as well, I believe.
Yeah, well, the Chase didn't exist when I was a kid. Jeopardy, of course, has been around forever, and it was the one I watched as a kid and said, hey, this would be something that would be really fun to do when I'm grown up. So as soon as they introduced the online test, I think it was in 2006, I took it every year and, kind of dreamed of this moment, although, honestly, I'm playing better than I ever thought I could have, so it's pretty amazing.
I'm sure you get this question a lot. Everybody that goes on there, you got people that are lawyers, you got doctors, you got counselors, you got people who have all been to school for a long time. You decided to be a professional sports gambler. And why is that? How is that? And how was that career for you? Is that something you'll go back to doing after this dominance of Jeopardy?
So when I was a kid, I remember telling my dad, I would have been about 13, I think, when this conversation happened, that I wish there were a stock market for sports teams because I thought that I could trade those for a living. And, it didn't occur to me until I would turn 21 and looked at the sports betting marketplace and how vast it is that this, sort of concept really exists in the real world. And I was already at a point in my life where I was doing mathematical analysis on, like, who's going to win the World Series this year. Oh, it's going to be the Yankees 15% of the time, that sort of stuff. Anyway, so, I thought making some money doing it was a no-brainer. I will say I ran pretty good the first year I was gambling, and if I hadn't had that boost of confidence right away, I might have entered the corporate world, but I've never had to so far. I certainly foresee myself. I have taken a couple months off to deal with everything else that's going on. But I definitely think I'll be back for football season and hockey and basketball and all that.
What's a bad beat for you? Like, do you, I've never really talked to a professional sports gambler that wasn't just a complete liar about the amount of money that they gamble. Everybody on the internet that talks about sports gambling talks about, I'm betting $275,000 tonight on the under in the first quarter. It's like, no, you're not. You're not doing that. But you, I believe, as it seems as if you're a well-calculated, cerebral sports gambler. What is the standard operation there? And will you utilize this Jeopardy winning to kind of go take over Vegas even more?
Take over Vegas. Well, they got house limits I have to run into here, and a lot of places have decided they, well prior to the Jeopardy run, that they don't want to deal with me because I'm winning too much of their money.
Oh wait, you've been banned from casinos already and sports books?
Yes.
Which ones?
Yes! That is so awesome.
Well, it's only awesome if you don't have to worry about where your next paycheck's coming from.
True, with those 21 kids getting run out of those casinos.
Right.
I'm thinking of you with your iPhone calculator out. Oh yeah, this is definitely going to happen. Yeah, you know what I want? Give me all of it. And they're like, sir, get you and your fucking calculator out of here. That's incredible. Can you tell us which places have refused to do sports business with you anymore?
For example, like William Hill, they're the conglomerate that operates 40 places around Nevada to bet at. They have a well-known policy of kicking out anyone who's a long-term winner. So they are, I think, the first ones to get rid of me. Cantor Gaming, they're another one of these conglomerates. They booted me. Yeah, it's a bunch of isolated ones.
Are you 100% focused on Jeopardy right now? Is this full-time? This is what we're trying to do for at least the next couple months, I guess? I mean, that's a wild thing to say.
Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. I mean, I'm not working, but I have a 4-year-old kid, so that's a full-time job right there. And we just took a vacation to Sicily for a few weeks to kind of clear my head. That was good, I think.
Okay, so when you go to Sicily, there's museums and shit over there. Do you look around and just pick up little facts just in case it pops up?
There were some, yeah. I'm not sure how useful any of it's going to be, but I mean, if I'm at a museum and enjoying myself anyway, I might think, I could file that away, make a profit off it someday.
A lot of mafia talk down there in Sicily. Man. Italians get wild down there.
Yeah, we were at a kebab shop there, and some individual came in and said something to the owner, and the owner came out with a bag of money to give to that person. So,
sure. Hey, nothing to see here, James. Nothing to see here. You said, and I don't know if it was you being clever Because your personality is also a good one on Jeopardy. Normally, those interviews between Trebek and the contestants are must-see TV for train wreck operations. You have a great personality. You can chat well. You told him that you study by reading children's book. That has to be complete bullshit. I can't believe you lied right to Alex Trebek's face.
I don't know why I would lie about that. It's not like it makes me look good or anything. It's the truth. I get bored reading a dry wall of text. It's not fun. I mean, maybe, I don't know if you have kids. If you read to your kid, this book is engaging. It's got pictures all over. It's got a little graph to show you what's going on. They keep you focused, and you learn more, I think, in that environment.
I think you've probably been asked this plenty of times before. But the next Jeopardy, James, what should that person be doing? Trying to do, I mean, obviously you have to have a photographic memory. Obviously you have to have a personality that wants to learn things. But what are some things because you have to be well read, you have to know a lot about sports, you have to know movies, you have to know history, you have to know so much. How does somebody attain all that information? Is it just by kind of committing, like almost, I don't want to say like your entire childhood to it, but it seems like that is the only way to do it.
I think that I have the kind of attitude towards life that, if I have one shot at Jeopardy, I really want to maximize it, do everything I can. That's, I think, an important attitude if you really want to be Jeopardy, James. I would say, I feel like I'm playing it about as well as I thought anyone could go out there and do. So, maybe someone has a little better buzzer reflexes than I do, but other than that, I think the next Jeopardy, James, would go in with a similar approach, similar knowledge base, and probably be playing a similar strategy.
The buzzer is everything, huh? There was a guy on the other night that was so mad at you. He was almost breaking the buzzer because he couldn't get in before you. The buzzer is the kind of the X factor in this whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone who's on the stage has passed 2 difficult tests to get on there. They all know the answers to most of the questions, and sometimes you just can't get in. It's got to be frustrating.
Shout out to Guitar Hero, man. Shout out to Guitar Hero. Because you're so calm, cool, and collected, too. It's just down there right underneath the thing, just kind of hanging out. Whenever you go out for Jeopardy, I assume you think it's only a 1 or 2 day trip because that's the norm. How do you take your family with you, or do they kind of move out once you're a week into this thing? Or well, I guess you're only recording on 2 separate days, so it's only a couple weeks in there. But how does it all happen? Do you prepare for a 2 day thing and then it turns into this, or what was the whole mentality going out?
So there's a few things to get at here, I guess. When I first went out there, I knew I was only doing the second taping day of that week, so I knew that was only a 1 day trip. I just booked that by myself. And then, I had to come back the next week, and I went by myself for that. But they actually pay for your airfare.
First class?
You're a returning champion. Steerage, no. So they book you a ticket that's comes out the night before the taping, and then you leave the night of the first day, and then they would have to cancel that ticket, get me a new one for after the second day of taping, and that continued for a few weeks after that. The third week I went to taping, I finally brought my wife and one of my friends. One of the problems is I can't just bring my wife and ever be in the audience because someone's got to take care of the 4-year-old, and we don't know anyone in LA well enough to just commit to babysitting at that point. So my friend and my wife did a trade-off. They taped 3 episodes in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, and they traded the kid at halftime.
Are you a coffee guy? Energy drink guy?
I like Coke Zero, but no, the taste of coffee is horrible for me. So yeah, that was a challenge. I could have used a little more pep than I had up there, I think.
How do you come up with the clever ways to write your name down there? Hockey stick was a good one. Hey, hockey stick was a good one, by the way. Topical, too, with the NHL playoffs. I thought that was very clever, especially if you're taping in advance. I mean, that's thinking ahead, good foresight. Obviously, you're Jeopardy genius, James. You're going to do that. But how do you come up with – are you getting bored with the things you got to do for your name down there?
So my initial plan was to draw the first letter of a metal band logo into one of the letters of my name every episode, but I ran out about 7 episodes in, kind of wing it from there. I would not say there's a ton of thought that goes into some of these things. There was one day where I I wrote my name kind of like in the font of the Jeopardy logo, and I actually got in trouble because I was writing something down during the production meeting, and they thought I don't even know what, but you can't act like you're taking notes on something during that. Everything has to be above board.
Those things that are separating you and the person next to you, to your left, obviously, you've been there a long time. Those don't seem tall enough for somebody if they want to cheat and look at your answer. Am I wrong there?
Yeah, but I feel like if the camera's always on you, it's going to pick up if you're doing this.
Are people starstruck when they see you now?
I don't know if starstruck is the right word, although I will say I went to lunch a couple of days ago, and afterwards I looked on Twitter, and someone tweeted something to the effect of, like, I think I just saw Jeopardy James at this restaurant, and I couldn't even bring myself to mumble a "Go Knights Go" under my breath because it was like seeing the face of Jesus firsthand.
Hey, that's going to make you feel good whenever you see some haters' tweets, I assume. Have you been on social media pretty active? I've seen your Twitter growing. I like what you're doing, by the way.
Yeah, I would say a fair amount. I've literally never done Twitter before this, so I don't know anything about how it works. I'm just trying to learn on the fly.
Well, James, I think the world has never seen anything like you, man. We're all trying to learn on the fly, knowing that a human like you exists, to be honest. I mean, it's a whole nother level. When I said that earlier, I mean it. It's like all these humans that have their smartest friend get on Jeopardy. Like, yeah, like you meet a group at a bar or something. You walk up, you're like, hey, how's it going? And just something comes up like, oh, this guy got on Jeopardy. You're like, oh, shit, this guy's really smart. When were you on? Oh, I was on in June and in May in 2019. Oh, you got just completely buzzsawed by Jeopardy James. It's an incredible feat, man. I think you should be very proud of what you're doing. Have you been paid yet, or does that come at the end when you lose?
They give you a check allegedly 4 months after your last episode airs.
Allegedly.
I have to lose eventually, or I don't get paid.
Wow. Hey, they need to fly you first class too. What you've done for Jeopardy is first class, man. It's awesome. Is Trebek a cool guy? Has he become a big fan of yours?
You don't spend a ton of time with him because these quiz show scandals they had back in the 50s. They want everything to avoid any appearance of impropriety now. But I think if you look at him in the interviews, he's genuinely kind of in awe of what's going on the show. And I don't know. I think it's cool to see him coming out and saying that.
Jeez, James, you're awesome, man. We got a couple guys in the room here that are fans. I'm sure there's some questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
You're the best, dude. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
Key to the city of Las Vegas. How was that for you?
That was something I didn't see coming for sure. It was kind of a surreal feeling. I had one fun story about that. So I was wearing a jersey of Mark Stone and the Golden Knights, and we were by the Vegas sign at this key ceremony. So there were some European tourists in line to take pictures of the sign, and they're like, "Who is this guy, and why is there such a big commotion?" And you can see them like Googling in their phones, Stone 61. And they're like, "Oh, it's a hockey player." No wonder.
It's so funny to think that Las Vegas, the city known for so much, gave a key to the city to a Jeopardy contestant.
Hey, James, while I got you, which way should I lean, Toronto or Golden State?
We all know the Warriors are the better team, right? So I guess it just depends on how many points you're getting on the Raptors or whatever kind of series price. I mean, if you have any inside information on Durant's health, I would be very appreciative.
Noted.
Can you send me? Can you think you can email maybe like your best model? I assume you've created a bunch of gambling models.
Yeah. What do you have? Do you have do you just punch a bunch of things into a database? You seem like a very statistic and organized, like that type of operation over there.
There's definitely models in play, but you got to really kind of synthesize everything you know. One of the tricky things is there's so much to learn about sports betting, and unless you have a friend who happens to be a sports betting pro, nobody out there is going to teach it to you because you become their competition once you're good at this sort of thing. Luckily, I knew some people who I did some consulting for years back, and they taught me some important stuff about that sort of thing.
Sports gambling is about to become nationally legalized. We're right on the brink of it happening. It's already happening in states that it happened in Indiana. Indiana's behind on everything. So as soon as that happens, I feel like that's kind of a gateway to everybody else. You doing what you're doing on Jeopardy amongst other professions like best in crushing them is doing sports gambling such a positive PR spin. I don't know if you've been thanked by the sports gambling people, but you should be. I don't even know who they are, but they should be thanking you.
Yeah, I have done a few interviews with sites that are kind of proponents of the spread of legal gambling, and I think it's really cool. You know, it's a big time in our industry. You know, if I can be of some help in putting a good face on it, that's great.
Well, because I think the Italians kind of had a headlock on the sports gambling world. When people thought of sports gambling, they thought of old big time Tommy down there at the corner running a book. You know what I mean? And now Sports Gamblers Finest is representing on the smartest show on earth. I mean, it's only good things, especially with it coming into legalization here soon. Like, for instance, when marijuana is about to be legalized nationally, if some pothead gets on Jeopardy and just runs the table, that'd be great for marijuana.
Do you know who Dan Bilzerian is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so my poker playing friends tell me their parents used to, friends of their parents or whoever used to hear, "Oh, you're a pro poker player. Do you know Dan Bilzerian?" And now they say, "Oh, you're a pro gambler. Do you know James Holzhauer?" I seem to think it's a better spin.
Hey, you are the exact same as Dan Bilzerian too. Now that I've sat down,
Sure.
Todd's got one for you.
When we watch Jeopardy post edit, it appears to be like a gentleman's game, a ladies' game. But during recording, is there ever any kind of trash talking that goes on? Do you try to get in each other's heads?
No, it hasn't happened yet, and I think it's a pretty rare thing. You know, we all are good sports up there. Everyone has been a great sport to me. I hope I've been a good sport to them, but I can't say for certain that I have been. I'm trying.
That one lady's a hater, man. She is a hater. You have a hater out there. You just beat the hell out of her in Jeopardy, but she is a hater. And you know what? I can't wait for you to be done until you're the man that's answering all the questions everywhere, and you're the new standard for game show contestants. I'm not just talking about Jeopardy. I'm talking about everything. Because I think you've handled yourself in a manner that's so positive, too. Always smiling. You look like you're enjoying it. It's not like too much for you. You're keeping your cool. You're respectful. I mean, you're literally this is a dominant performance in the proper manner.
Yeah, you know, I'm just doing my best. I know take it one game at a time is kind of a cliche, but it's really the attitude you need to have up there, I think.
I wish you would just talk shit though. Like, Ty Schmidt that was an easy one, don't you think, Trebek? A little bit easy. Ty Schmidt's in the back.
James, have they approached you about like the Legends tournament at all, or like going against Watson? Because I think you have like a legit shot to just blow Watson out of the water as well.
Well, I mean, in terms of knowledge and like ability to parse English trivia questions, I guess I could see me defeating Watson, although I think his mechanical edge on the buzzer, that was why he beats Ken and Brad in that super tournament, is just that he could buzz in faster than anyone else. I believe that IBM wiped all of Watson's Jeopardy playing data, though, so I can get him when it's easy now.
So I enjoyed the game The Chase, and they just took some genius from Oxford and put him at the top of a thing and had a bunch of trivia questions get asked. Are you preparing for what's about to come after this, especially with the pop and topical just fame that you've had here? There's going to be a lot of offers for you to do a lot of really cool things. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, you know, it's difficult because new things keep popping up in the inbox every day. You know, I can't talk publicly about a lot of them, but
wait.
Stuff I never foresaw is coming to pass right now, so I'm gonna have some tough choices to make coming up.
I think a very simple one, obviously, just like The Chase, come and see if you can beat Jeopardy James. You could probably take that on tour, I'd assume, and you'd be able to sell out just theaters everywhere. Like the Stump the Schwab show. I mean, the first thing that whenever I heard you were coming on the show, which I'm so thankful you did, I was like, I wonder what everybody tries to do whenever he comes on. It's stump him. It's got to be the thing that is. That could be something that's easy. I mean, I feel like you'll be able to run off this forever. I don't know if you'll have to place another sports bet in your life.
I did a interview on a Chicago area sports station, and they set up a Jeopardy game where 3 of the 5 categories were about sports, and the other 2 were like authors and presidents. And I was actually trailing in their Jeopardy game to the host of the show in the sports categories, but then the authors and presidents categories let me catch up.
Okay, here's the clue. This man is the all-time leading scorer in football at West Virginia University.
That is a good question.
Yeah, thanks for coming on my show. Thanks for coming on my show, James. This has been a great time. Who is Pat McAfee is the answer to that. If that pops up on from Trebek, you go ahead and hit that homer, will you, bub?
Sure. I probably should have seen that answer coming.
Well, James, I can't thank you enough for your hospitality, for your entertainment, for your humble humility. It's just this is awesome, and I'm very thankful you came on this show. We honestly never thought it would happen. I'm such a big fan, and this has been really, really cool.
Hey, before I go, your producers promised me that since we're on a video, I could do your fake punt dance for the camera.
Yes.
There we go. Video teaser for I'm going to do my best, all right?
There you go, James.
James, you looked incredible there. You did it better than me, which is what I should have expected. Just like you're doing game show and Jeopardy better than any human that's ever existed. You've been fun to watch, man. A real joy, a real treat to households and families all around the country. So thank you. And thank you for your hospitality today, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeopardy genius, James Holzhauer.
There you go, James.
Thank you, Pat. It was a pleasure.
James, you were so cool, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. No, this is great. You know, one of the nice things about being offered so many interview requests is like you can just do the ones that speak to you. You know, so it's pretty cool.
Well, I'm so thankful you came on, man. If you ever need anything, not that you will, I'm just want to let you know, not that you ever would need anything, but if you ever need anything, you let me know. And I can't wait to watch your ride here on Jeopardy and keep promoting the hell out of you. I think you're a good dude.
All right. Thank you so much.
Cheers, man. Have a great night. Tell the family we said hello.
Okay. Will do.
See you, James. I did not expect him to be that good.
I didn't either.
Amazing.
He was wide open.
Way more personality than I
Yeah.
thought he would have.
Very charismatic.
He was wide open.
It
there.
helps when he likes the host, and he obviously did.
true.
He really did.
It really, in his eyes, when we were FaceTiming there, I was looking in his eyes. It seemed like he is potentially a fan of what we got going on. over
You
here.
hit him right in the
shutdown.
fields. I mean, he's a big sports guy, so he was all about you.
Yeah, because I assume with the Jeopardy fan base, the interviews he's been getting requested to,
Yeah.
much different world. So then whenever this popped up on his radar, shout out Nick Moraldo, by the way, Booker for the Pat McAfee.
Hey.
Big time.
Holler.
Well, I was very skeptical about this guy. You know, I thought the whole thing was rigged. So I wanted to get to the bottom of it. And I got to say, and I watched one of his performances this week, and I was very impressed. I've changed my mind. He's legit.
Every single performance by him, by the way, is impressive. Every single one. Whenever he said in there that every single night he thinks he's putting out his best Jeopardy performance, hilarious. He talks shit in a subtle way about how it could be disappointing, how other people can't get their answers in. I mean, he was electric. I'm very thankful for old Jeopardy James. I think he's on Twitter too, at
Yeah, James Holzhauer.
Holzhauer.
He was very open, but he wasn't that open about like, hey, what's the recipe for other people to succeed?
Yeah, and they gave me nothing on Golden State and Toronto.
Doesn't want to give the
he's kinda
playbook.
busy. He's kind of busy. Gordon.
Well, he said he hasn't been focusing on that. He actually he went to Sicily, remember, because they've already recorded. By the way, he must be good for the next week.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
He seemed okay.
Little spoiler
Yeah.
alert. He was very happy. And he said allegedly you get paid 4 months after you lose. So we'll see. I guess I'll have to lose at some point, he said. Yeah. Hey, we still got a couple days left of the week here. Old
Jeopardy's not going to be
James.
happy.
You know what I liked the best about it was when he said, when you talked about Alex Trebek with him and stuff, and he's like, well, don't really hang around now, old Alex, too much for the integrity of the game. I thought, you know.
By the way, I assume that is a real thing you
Yeah.
have to
Oh,
deal
yeah,
with.
for sure.
People are already hating on him saying he's I mean, Nick was saying he was cheating
Yeah,
very
fucking
early.
Nick said it a lot.
But people probably think if he's palling around with Diggs never said it, of course.
I know,
Diggs, you would never say something like that. But if you're palling around with Trebek in between takes, I'd assume the other people would get
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
a little loose.
Get away from him. Yeah.
Like that lady on CNN who's just dogging him. Like, imagine her dropping a and Trebek and James sharing a coffee together.
Hobnobbing.
That would be a big deal. That would completely ruin the integrity of Jeopardy.
But it just adds to the thing of Trebek is like, you know, he's cocky when he gives the answers off and stuff, and I can just see him. It's like,
Don't talk to
nice to meet you. Not now. Not now.
I assume after the run's
Yeah,
over.
exactly.
After the run's over, they'll do dinner. I assume.
I would hope so, especially because the whole very close to remission thing's happening right here along the same lines. This is a massive moment for the legend of Alex Trebek's life. And for old Jeopardy genius James to come waltzing into town. I mean, it was just a perfect timing. And I'm so we don't get guys like that.
No,
we don't.
I mean, he's an amazing story because the show is gambling. When
It
you
is.
think, I never really thought about it that way
Yeah.
until talking to him. But knowing when to go low,
Fun
when to go
coupons.
high, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And
that mindset he brought in.
the final Jeopardy there,
What to wait
that
for.
is a 1,000% on whether or not you're confident in yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the guy that was close to beating him, they both got it right. The guy probably didn't have as much faith in himself. And old Jeopardy James just outbid him because he's confident. There's a recipe for it. You got to be confident. You got to be well read. You got to have all those things. And it seems as if he's just got it. He's the making of a perfect Jeopardy player. And I guess his wife was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, won 28,000 or something like that. So imagine old couple's Trivial Pursuit accidentally running into the fucking Holzhauers.
Don't invite them to game night ever
Oh
again.
my god!
Oh, they just bred a 4-year-old. He's gonna be a prodigy.
I want to know what child's books he's reading too.
Harry
Not the
Potter's.
same ones I read.
Did you?
Yeah, I think so. At one
He
point,
said something about there were graphs.
Where the Red
I'm
Fern
like,
Grows was the last one I read in 4th grade. Mr.
Oh,
Fisher's
that
class.
was sad.
Berenstein
Oh,
Bears.
dude.
Yeah,
Where
that-
the Red Ferns Grows was one of the saddest,
books.
but best books of all
Yeah,
time.
dog dies at the end.
Fuck,
That
come
and Hatchet.
on.
Spoiler, bro.
That and
Well, I mean,
Hatchet.
it's at least 50 years
I was a
old.
big Gary
so-
Paulson
Go
guy.
Gary Paulson.
Hey, I remember the Hatchet movie. We watched the Hatchet movie.
really?
Big fan of that.
Yeah, it was like I believe it was like
Hatchet, Brian's Winter, all good.
yeah, it was after you were supposed to read the book. We took the test and then we watched the movie. Yeah, I just watched the movie. Smart, just like a Mice and Men.
Smart.
Reading the book.
Zito's favorite.
By the way, the book's much better than the movie. I don't care. The movie's much quicker.
Yeah.
Very
How about
much.
that one? Let's talk about a little bit convenience versus quality. I'm here for the convenience fee.
Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby, obviously never read that or watched that. I mean, that's just a whole different animal. But he is an intriguing character, man. That brain is just such a good one, honestly. Such a good fucking brain.
And you know, he's got to be walking down the streets. I don't care if he's in New York, L.A., Las Vegas. You know that face because he's such a trend and such
I
a
wonder
viral
how-
thing. How he just gets around, I'm saying.
I wonder how many million people watch Jeopardy every night. That's been on for
Great
30
question.
years.
Fuck.
And it is on every single night. And he's only, I mean, you heard him drop the 25% ratings loss
Yeah.
for the Teachers Week. He very much knows that he moves the fucking needle. Jeopardy James knows that he moves the needle on Jeopardy. It's incredible. We do a lot of ad reads for companies here.
Yeah.
It's kind of our business. Okay. And this conversation you're hearing us about to get into, we talk business, we talk life. It's really good. We interrupted it to tell you this. This company that is currently doing a promo with us is by far the dumbest company we have ever done a promo deal with.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Dumbest company ever. They are giving a special to listeners of this show. 74% off.
Oh, come on.
There
How
goes
do you
all
stay
the
in
profit.
business?
There goes all the profit.
Unheard of.
And it's a great product too. So it's not like it's a bad product that they're trying to give away to people for free, basically. It's a great product that they are giving 74% off for. Are you ready for this? Are you looking for an easy, affordable way to stock up for summer grilling, Todd?
I am.
Gorman too. As well as a great gift. You need to think Omaha Steaks.
Yes.
Omaha Steaks is America's original butcher, making special occasions easier since 1917.
Whoa. I didn't
That's
know
a lot
there was
of beef.
there.
Quick math, Foxy.
Oh, God. You put me right on the spot.
Come
That's
on.
102 years.
For those that haven't listened to the show long, that is the first time Foxy has gotten something like that right. I'm very proud of him.
Felt kind of good.
Foxy, if 74% is taken off from this incredible Omaha Steaks
Oh,
deal,
no.
how much are people paying out of the 100%?
$16
Is that your final answer?
plus $10.
Right now, Omaha Steaks is giving a limited time Father's Day gift offer to listeners of this show. You go to omahasteaks.com and enter code America in the search bar, and you only have to pay 26% of what a normal price is. That's 74% off for the Father's Day Steak Fix gift package. A $235 value now for only $59.99.
Let's go.
Man.
You're only paying $59.99 for this. 2 tender filet mignon. 2 bold top sirloins.
I'll take him.
They bold.
2 savory pork chops.
I can taste it.
4 Omaha steak burgers.
Love 'em.
4 massive gourmet jumbo franks.
Nice.
4 crispy chicken fried steaks.
Give me 'em.
All beef meatballs. 4 premium chicken breasts. 4 caramel apple tartlets for dessert. A packet of Omaha Steak signature seasoning and
5
more?
golden rings.
Close. 4 extra Omaha steak burgers for free.
How about that?
$59.99 for basically everything that a restaurant serves to all of their members in one night. $59.99, 74% off. 2 fillets, 2 sirloins, 2 pork chops, 8 burgers, 4 franks, 4 crisp chicken fried steaks, all beef meatballs, 4 chicken breasts, 4 caramel apple tartlets, and a packet of Omaha Steak signature seasoning. $59.99. OmahaSteaks.com. Enter code America and get 74% off the Father's Day Steak Fix gift package from your friends at Omaha Steaks.
It's absurd.
I legit ordered 2 of these, and it filled my entire chest freezer. It's like packed it full. I'm ready for the next grill.
Maybe order another 2, by the way, because fall's going to come around, and then winter, you
Tailgate
keep them in your
season.
freezer there.
You never know when the apocalypse hits.
Ever. If you're one of those types
You're
of
gonna
guys.
need fresh meat.
You're going to need fresh meat. And they're giving away the greatest tasting fresh meat at the lowest price I've ever seen in my entire life. 74% off. The square off between him and Ken. What's Ken's last name?
Jennings.
Who's this Watson character you talked about?
He's the
That's a computer. IBM Watson.
It's a computer that just and he's right. Like that. Trebek,
I thought it was a person this whole time.
Derek Watson from
That makes
Phoenix.
so much sense on his little joke I didn't get about being faster on the button. Okay.
Dude, I thought.
Come on,
Went
you guys
right by
watch-
me. Went
You
right
guys
by
watch
me.
TV. The Watson commercials are all over the place.
Yeah, but I wasn't putting it in context.
Who's this Watson character?
Supercomputer.
That was a former champion.
Me too, dude.
Jim Watson.
I was like, man, I watch that show all the time. I feel like I would have known about it.
The guy from Arizona, right?
It's all me.
13.3 million now during his run is what he's.
Damn.
13.3 million. I saw that Game of Thrones had 17.1 million people watching the final episode there. Would have ranked number 71 for the NFL season, by the way. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
For all you people that think how big Game of Thrones is, the NFL is just coming out here shitting on it. I'm a big throner.
Big thrower.
I'm a big throner, and I was one of those 17 easy
Who's
corps.
this Watson character?
I mean, Ty asked that
with
question, and I was like, all right.
That's great.
Ty's a smart guy. I'm sure. Honestly, I thought Ken's last name started with a J. So whenever
Yes.
you mentioned Watson, I was like, I guess Ken's last name is Watson. And then he mentioned Ken in the answer, and I was like, I have no idea what just happened.
Well, that's what
on
he
me.
said because he was talking about like wiping its database. Like he was like they wiped his entire.
Watson came
programming.
too soon. Like
He was
social
also-
media wasn't
Yeah,
super
that's true.
popular when he was
He was
around.
also referring to Watson as he.
What are you saying, Dix?
No. I'm just saying like that's
threw
in
us
your
off?
favor. It threw you
Yeah.
off
Watson
'cause
did have a male's voice.
I thought
he
you
was
were-
using. Yeah, he was
I see what
referring to
you're saying.
Watson in the
Does not
interview as
compute.
he.
I just want to let you know, I still have no idea who we're talking about. I would like it to be
It's
known.
a spinning ball with another spinning ring around it. That's Watson.
If you brought up like the paperclip from the Word document, I would have understood that.
Now
Yes.
we're talking.
It's an IBM supercomputer.
modern day paperclip.
I got it now.
It's a big
And
unit, too.
he's going to
Yeah.
beat this supercomputer?
He said
I
he,
think
could,
he
he couldn't
could,
on
yeah.
the trigger.
Oh, because the timing, the human.
Yeah.
I didn't fully understand the lighting. By the way, we got a lot of inside intel there.
Yeah, we did.
I would never know. I'll never be on Jeopardy. Maybe Wheel of Fortune. And I think I'd do well in there. But the inside intel there, that they get 30 minutes to practice with the thing, you think he's still taking that 30 minutes to practice?
Yeah.
Probably.
Because they always said, I think Abraham Lincoln said it. Nope. Somebody said it, though. If you give me an axe, 5 hours in a tree, I'm going to sharpen it for 4 hours.
John Adams.
I'm going to sharpen that axe for 4 hours.
Hey,
Do you think he's still practicing?
Hell yeah.
yeah.
when you
Oh,
were
yeah.
the best punter in the league, did you still warm up? You still practice?
I never warmed up, but I did practice. I did practice.
Good thing I said practice.
See, like,
after.
you did a slash.
Yeah,
You did a warm up
slash.
/ practice, which basically same
Yeah, the
thing.
light thing was weird because he was like, it's a border around and it looks like it's counting down, but then he said it's definitely not counting down at all.
Yeah, so there's no 3, 2, 1.
But
So,
I think just light just fucking
so does
goes.
the light just?
It probably wraps all the way around, huh?
Maybe it's just moving at all times and then it turns a color when
So
fucking.
is it when Trebek stops talking that light turns on?
Seems
Yeah.
like it.
I would assume so.
So it's somebody who is better. So that person has to be the only person that can beat James then.
Right.
The person that turns on the light to go is exactly when Trebek is done. That person
Or James beats the light person and it's just like, oh, well, you already fucking hit it.
I don't know. I don't know how it could possibly work.
Well, it is though. That's what stands the great champions apart. Like that Ken Jennings was the same way. Like other people just had no opportunity to ever ring in. Like whether he knew it or not too, like he was confident enough that like, well, if I don't know it, it'll come to me within the time allotted.
Yeah, how many seconds is it? It's like it's a little bit
quick.
Yeah, but still, it gives you a little bit of time. I mean,
Like
you can
6 to 8 maybe.
Yeah, I think you can click it and still get I don't know that one. Or like at the last second, what is blah blah blah? Thank
Right.
God, you're like just trusting your brain. Kind of like what I did with that speech last night.
Oh my god.
At the Big Brothers thing. I was like, yeah, just go ahead and trust the brain to figure it out.
Pat literally goes up to me. He goes, 20, 30 minutes. I can do that, right? I'm like, Pat, you're going to have no fucking issue with 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, and then I went up there, did an hour. Shout out to Big Brothers, Big Sisters. I get into the full story here in a little bit. You're going to enjoy it. The Big Brothers, Big Sisters program in Northeastern Indiana is doing incredible things. I was lucky to be a part of that. Jeopardy James seems like he's going to be winning forever. Right?
Yeah.
I hope so.
And whenever this is done, he's going to land some awesome gig.
What are they going to have him do?
I don't know.
Crunch
If he'll
numbers, man.
No,
Represent
not
some
even that,
major
dude.
sports book or you know what I mean? He's going to get
That
something.
Chase guy, the Beast, man, that was the gig there. I mean, that guy's just sitting up on a pedestal, literally, just answering questions against people. I would assume that would get boring for him, but there has to be a way that James could travel and tour with this, too.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
there's a way to really...
Fuck, if Disney on Ice can still travel, fucking James
show.
Holzhauer,
Yeah,
you know,
good show.
Jeopardy
You know,
Jimmy should be able
Disney,
to.
though, has got a lock on most individuals, Donner.
Is Jeopardy like? So I know it's like the NCAA where he can't finish or he can't get paid until he's done. But is he going to have to purposely lose it sometime to get her money, or will he get backers in the meantime? Be like, hey, don't lose.
Oh yeah, I'd
'Cause
front
he's gonna
him.
run out of money at
Yeah,
some point.
I'd front him. If I was a money manager, I'd say, hey, here's $300,000. We'll talk in a couple of months.
I know an agent who has already reached out to him, looking to like, hey, if you just want any help with anything post-an, yeah, he reached out to me. I told whenever I made an announcement that we have a GOAT joining us, I got a text message that said, who is it? And I said, never gonna guess it. Told him the name. He's like, oh, I reached out to him already, trying to rep him. I was like, I can imagine it's a feeding frenzy with that guy right now, as it should be, by the way. I mean, him saying that he's got a lot of options on the table.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, I couldn't even fathom what that email is. Right there on his Twitter bio, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, if you got any business, just go ahead and send it right here. You want to get me on a show? Send it right here. And the fact that he checked it, saw it, old Frankie sent the email. I mean, it's incredible.
Hey, speaking of game shows, and you mentioned it earlier because his wife was on it. Is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire still on the TV?
I think it is, yeah. It's
Daytime.
on Game Show Network too, right?
Yeah.
I think it's on Game
It still
Show.
is.
Regis still doing it?
No.
It's I think it was Chris Harrison for a while. It might be Meredith Vieira still. I don't know.
No, I think Meredith Vieira's out. I forget.
I see the old bitchy lady?
Yeah, hers are on the Game Show networks all the time.
Jeez, dicks.
Well, don't be.
She's a hard ass.
You're a
boys.
bad guy, man.
I wouldn't call her that, but she's a hard ass for sure.
Yeah, she looked like she didn't play many games.
No.
Old bitchy lady.
But do you remember that one guy that won $1 million on Who Wants to Be a
Called his
Millionaire?
dad to
and he
tell him?
flexed. He said, "I'm going to
Oh,
phone
what
a
a
friend."
move.
And he's
John
like, "Oh, you
Carpenter.
need help?" He's like, "No, I'm calling the old man.
Dad,
Tell him I
I
just
just
won
won
$1
$1
million."
million.
Yeah.
James does that on Final Jeopardy. He'll go like, "What is?" Bang with the final answer, and then he'll say hi to somebody in parentheses, and he'll be like, "How much did you wager?" $52,000. And then they cut to him, and he like smiles at his thing. I mean, that has to feel so good.
I'd love it if we saw him at the World Series of Poker next year after his run's done or something like that. You
I
know?
don't know if he's a poker player. Is he? I mean,
I don't know.
Didn't say
He's
he
found
was.
more like sports
He
gambling.
said
so.
he's poker friends, but so I assume he plays.
you live
but
in
maybe
Vegas. I would assume
Yeah.
you're kind of connected to all those people.
I did see he follows only 4 people on Twitter, and one of them is a guy that like runs a poker room. So
Ooh,
Maybe he does.
Juicy.
Analytical though, you would think blackjack would be one that he would love to
Yeah.
get into because 21, just like him. By the way, how about him getting banned from sports books?
Yes.
That's incredible. He's got to write a book, obviously.
Right,
he
for
has
sure.
to write a book. That's probably the thing that catapults into everything else.
There's sort of analytics in poker, though, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is
Sure.
like percentages of what you have, but you have to be able. Like, it's a very much it's a mental jousting game, which obviously he's very good at it. But I don't think I think the blackjack the
Would be his
analytics
game.
are much more.
Yeah,
prevalent.
there are other games that lend to that more.
Yeah, because you actually get to see what everybody has and everything like that. Like blackjack, they turn over every card. You basically see every single card that comes out, and then it's just all about being able to boom, boom, +1, -1, +2, -2, blah blah blah. That whole thing.
Yeah, I don't like getting banned because you're good. I mean, if he was cheating the rules somehow of these casinos or somehow in sports gambling, I understand
Yeah,
it.
man, it's crazy.
But
that-
I don't
They reserve
understand
the
a
right to
ban.
refuse service to anybody.
I understand that, but all he did is got lucky, and for years or whatever. He's a good gambler. Why
Yeah,
did they ban him?
I don't fully understand how casinos are allowed
I don't
to do
either.
that or not.
I don't either. I remember in Indiana when the casinos first started here, and I was in the enforcement unit. They would bring in like Vegas, all the best card counters in blackjack. Whenever a state first opens legislation for riverboat gambling or something, all the card counters come in force. They flood every casino. They just freaking hit them for.
They're like gypsies coming in.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands of dollars. They do it on purpose because the casino will catch on very quickly and be like, because they're like, hey, well, we're fucking down in that pit like $800,000 right now. So they get all the surveillance on it, and then they freak out and they go down and they say, hey, sir, excuse me, you're welcome to play any other game in the casino, but you're not allowed to play blackjack anymore.
You are banned.
And then they file a complaint, and the whole purpose of that is to make that state decide legislative-wise, are they going to allow card counting or not?
Wow.
If they're going to make it illegal, or if they're going to be able to ban you and all the rules that apply.
And I would
to that.
assume most states decide to ban card counting.
Yeah,
because they view that as a way of cheating. But is it? I don't know if it is.
Yeah.
That's just the people.
Strategy.
The people that are going after Jeopardy James for daily double hunting and ruining the spirit of the game or whatever. Well, how is that? Just because he's better at the game than you are, just like these card counters. Just because they're better.
When
at
you're
blackjack.
a card counter, you've mastered the game of blackjack.
Practice.
That's all
too.
it is.
Yeah,
It's a proven way to win. Why wouldn't you do that?
I don't know. But
So what they'll do though, to combat it too, is they'll make their table limits so low that card counters won't want to even go to your casino.
It's not worth it.
oh, see the low table
And
limits.
that's what they do for him. They won't let him bet more than $10,000 on a certain bet.
So that's what Indiana did. Indiana said you're not allowed to forbid them from playing the game just because they're awesome at it. And they said, okay, we'll just lower our table limits, and they won't even want to come here.
All right, if they want to make any money, they got to be here for 72 straight hours. See how good their counting is after 48 hours in the goddamn pit.
It's like a bowling alley telling a guy, yeah, you roll 300 games, you can't bowl here.
Yeah, but the bowling alley doesn't have to pay out of pocket to the person.
Come on,
Yeah.
norms.
We have
It's a
free
good
hot
point.
dog.
It's a good point. Now that I think about it,
I feel like instead of banning him, they should hire him and be like, "You're destroying us. Help us
will.
out."
Well, that's what I always said about the people who are setting the lines. Like the
Yes.
people who are setting the lines, they have to get paid so much money from
Yeah,
those casinos
do.
because if they leave, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
But maybe they can't because of this situation where they got to get friends to go place bets. Maybe I don't know. I'll be excited
It's
to see what old
crazy.
Jeopardy James does. What an intriguing human.
He was.
Naperville, Illinois. Where's that at?
It's just like northwest suburbs.
Of Chicago?
Yep.
Are you anywhere near that?
Like 10, 15 minutes.
Same
wow.
water
Nice.
you two were drinking.
And you're both rich as fuck now.
Whoa.
He just got up to the Zetos. It's incredible.
The Zetos.
The whole family of Zetos. I had a dream last night whenever we got back from Fort Wayne, which you'll hear about at the end of the show. We recorded it earlier, and it's just really not working out. I just want to talk about it, but you'll hear it. I chugged some NyQuil for the first time in a while now.
Yeah.
And I went to town. I just wanted to go to sleep. It was late. I couldn't sleep. So I chugged some NyQuil, and boy, those dreams last night were fantastic. I mean, I am a good dreamer, and I love my dreams. A couple weeks ago, I had a Sasquatch playing a guitar to run a fire with me. I mean, that was a great conversation.
That's a good time.
Yeah, I called him the goat of hide and seek. He respected it. Yeah, there's a shirt for sale literally right now about it. Last night, I was vice president of America.
Oh, the
Yeah.
whole country?
I don't know how I got in there, but I was holding a meeting with all the people. Who are the people that
Cabinet
the
members.
cabinet.
There it is.
14 of them.
Yep, and I fired 4 people. First meeting.
Were you wearing like a suit and stuff? Do you like remember that
No,
stuff?
I had sleeveless. So it was awesome. Well, and I think that's why the meeting didn't go great, and that's why I had to fire 4 people.
who was the president?
Which is also wild
He's
because
dead. I don't know. He just died, though. I know that.
Oh, you took over.
Oh, so you were because the vice president has literally no power.
Yeah, he died. Though.
Okay.
Oh, so now
that
you
makes
have power.
sense.
So I got put in power.
Got it.
And I was just
You
giving
named
this.
Zito to your cabinet, yeah.
No, didn't do that in my dream. No, in my dreams.
Secretary of Snacks.
You do not deserve.
No,
it.
he's attacking me. I don't know why.
Get him
It's
off
probably because
you.
Will Smith is very, very good in the new Aladdin movie.
He's not very good.
Oh, speaking of a dream, Will Smith in that movie, I guess, is a dream role. People are saying.
People are saying.
Robin Williams crushed it. How are you going to follow up? Nobody knows. Hire Will Smith. That's
Yeah.
what happens.
Sounds like a good plan.
I think that movie's supposed to be incredible.
Yeah, it's gonna get.
It's a
crushed this
Disney
weekend,
movie.
though.
They already made the movie. It's a remake. Of course, it's good. Everyone knows that.
Oh, remakes.
You already
are
know
good.
what happened.
Remakes are always good.
No,
Oh, it's more
But it's
pressure
Disney.
on you.
Disney's not going to pump out a bad movie. It just
That's
doesn't
true.
happen.
Exactly. That's why.
Disney. Just
That's why
makes
he
so
had to
much-
go and jump on their train. Hey guys, help me out, prop me up a little
Is
bit.
that what he did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They invited him, by the way, and they were honored when he said yes. What's coming out this weekend? That's going to crush it.
Godzilla.
Oh, good.
I did not know Godzilla was coming out this weekend.
Oh yeah, King of Monsters.
It looks really good too.
Yeah.
The preview is pretty awesome.
That's in Japan, right?
Well, what do you mean?
Godzilla.
Is the whole movie?
I think he was created in Japan.
Yes, the story I believe was created in Japan. Yes.
In the Sea of Japan?
Yes.
That'd be a good remix, by the way.
That's what I'm saying.
I think so.
He
By the way, I
was-
think so.
From nuclear testing.
From nuclear testing, yes.
From Jim Kong's missiles?
Yes.
Jeez.
How did I not know that? I would have put that in a verse for sure. God damn it. I need you well-versed people to give me a little bit more insight. Yeah, more. I want to start PMI music bad.
That'd be a fun little business.
I know.
Be a lot of fun.
Uncle Sam, if you're listening, I almost sent you a DM last night at about 1:30 when I couldn't sleep, asking you if you could make beats, make songs, and then I need to pump out a song a week for PMI Music. Just give you guys this little area, this office next to us. Just lock them in there. Just see what comes out of it. Just lock them in there. Listen, it's not like Chernobyl. You're not getting, you're just getting locked in there and see what pops out of it. I
It
think
would be cool.
it would be a good time. But that is investing in more shit.
What
and
type
having
of
to work-
music? Whatever.
Anything just comes out of it. I think music now is just so everything just kind of goes
same,
into each
right?
other. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Love Lil Nas X at that NHL game.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
he's everywhere.
Love Tom Brady inviting him to fucking the opener. Tom Brady inviting Lil Nas X out
TV
there.
knows what moves the needles these days.
He's gonna ride that into the ground, isn't he?
Who?
Yes.
Nas.
Why wouldn't you?
Lil
I
Nas.
would.
I would for
I
sure.
would for
Not old yet.
Not old. That song's a heater. And he's like a troll on Twitter. Not troll, but he's an
Yeah.
active smartass on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
He gets it.
Did
Yeah,
he
he
have
gets it.
hits before Old Town Road?
No.
But he's going to have nothing but hits after.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about this the other day. I do believe that the one-hit wonder is officially dead. I don't think it's possible anymore. I think once you get a good song out, your fans are going to love you for you so much. No matter what you put out next is going to be a heater regardless. No matter what. It's just the way fans work these days because you know what it is? It's a family. It's no longer a fanhood. It's a family. And it's a famhood. It's a famhood.
It's a family.
It's a famhood. So they're going to support you and they're going to be like, listen, although not great, I mean, it's a little tough to stick up for you right now. We'll be here, but we're expecting something good in the future. That's why I think the one-hit wonder will disappear because the one-hit wonder revolves around numbers, and I don't think anybody's numbers will ever drop once they establish a good famhood. In my head,
Totally agree.
I don't know if it's accurate.
No, it's accurate.
Well, 'cause
Time will tell.
time
Only time will tell.
will tell. Who's the last one-hit wonder?
It was Billy Ray, and then Lil Nas cured him.
I want to
there's
say
been more since
Carly
then.
Rae Jepsen.
That's
maybe?
what I was going to say.
Call me maybe.
Did she have?
But she-
But I think she has a couple more heaters.
Well,
she
she
did.
just had a song that came out recently that people are going crazy for.
Really?
So,
Really?
Yeah, and I don't think whenever I say heater, I mean doing well, which means like she's probably headlined some festivals for it, which seems like a great life.
I think
by
you're
the
probably
way.
right. I think Tub Thumping. I think Chumbawamba. That probably
Yeah.
is the last like major one-hit wonder.
Yeah, because they
That
got
was-
knocked down and they ain't never fucking get up again. Not a one
So
time.
for like the last for this Wikipedia page, it's 2010. La Roque's Bulletproof, All One
LaRoque?
Nation,
Whoa,
Sail.
what do you mean bulletproof?
the Rokes.
Yeah, ROUX.
Yeah, the Rokes.
Right.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
And then Magic Rude. That's another one on there.
Oh yeah,
What's that one?
Why you gotta be so rude?
that's a good call.
But I assume they're going to make another song.
Yeah,
though.
that's almost too early
That
to
was
make that
2014.
statement.
Right.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
5
so
years
how far
ago.
back do you go before you say, well, they didn't do anything for this period of time?
Well,
so
Billy
it's-
Ray Cyrus.
How about the guy, oh, baby, you
got what I need, Biz Markie.
Biz Markie.
Biz Markie lived off that one song for a
And
very
they
long
say
time.
you
Oh.
He
just
featured a lot of
How
songs.
about how about Silent Toe? Watch him whip and watch him nay nay.
Watch me whip. Watch
And
me
watch me,
nay-nay.
nay-nay.
These people were saying
watch
Little
me
Fonzie,
whip,
which
whip,
was
watch
they created Despacito, but that's only like 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, that's by the way, Despacito, one hit wonder.
What's the almost greatest one hit wonder of all time?
That's incredible.
I don't know if you can call it a one-hit wonder either when it goes huge with Biebs on it.
Well, it has 4 or 5 different remixes that are all big.
Yeah.
That's a 5-hit, one-hit wonder.
What about Hosier? Take me to church.
No, Hozier made
Hozier
some good
makes some
songs
good
after
songs.
Somebody that I used to know.
Bauer.
Goatia.
Anyways, we
Bauer,
get it.
Harlem
We
Shake.
get it. I think Lil Nas X is definitely going to be.
He's good.
I think he's going to blow up for a long time. He gets it. He seems to really get it, and everybody seems to like him. I mean, Kim Kardashian made a video with her daughter for him. Tom Brady's inviting him over there to the fucking season opener.
She even took time out of her maternity leave to make that video too.
I know. You're a big fan of that maternity
Rest in
leave.
peace for her and her maternity leave.
Absolutely. Evan Fox made 19 straight NBA threes the other day.
Attaboy.
Not terrible.
Wow.
19 straight NBA threes. From the corner, so it's only college threes, really, in distance-wise.
It's the shortest one.
But you don't have the option for a backboard. Sports Center tweeted out a video of Kawhi hitting 9 straight threes, and they were like,
With
he's-
rebounds and him staying in the same spot.
just didn't move.
Yeah.
Foxy was rebounding for himself, jogging across the court. That was absolutely impeccable.
Probably never happen again, to be honest. I'm glad it was on film, though.
Man, I wish you would. I mean, Foxy.
That's incredible.
Foxy gets into one of these celebrity basketball games. If he somehow breaks free for just a couple, don't let him get hot.
Don't let him get hot.
Don't let him get hot.
Don't let that. I'm streaky, too. You know that.
Very
Sometimes I can miss a lot, but when it's on, it's on.
Yeah, but just go take the roof off the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
After that happened, I was like taking a shit. He ran to the bathroom. He was like, I know you're doing something, but I need you to rip the videos.
And I'm 19. I was thinking about 20, so I missed 20.
It
I wanted
happens, man. You got to stay focused on the task at hand. Just like James said, focus on each show, each meeting, each step, each question, each clue. That's what you got to do, Foxy. That's the next step mentally.
Next time.
Next time.
I'm going to remember that.
Next time.
19 fucking threes.
It's a lot, dude.
It was
Dude.
good. It was a wild run.
I almost can't wrap my head around it. 19 fucking NBA threes.
I got to 10, and I was pretty excited, and then they just kept going in.
Our office has, for those that don't know, has a half-court basketball court in it. Pretty nice setup, actually.
Yeah.
Very expensive
Pricey.
hoop. Very expensive hoop that we thought was getting donated.
Yep.
We could have built a whole field house.
We were told it was getting donated, and
Yeah.
then it showed up on the bill in the end, and it was like, oh, this is very interesting. I'm not, I assumed that you guys assumed I would not go through these numbers, but I am going through it, and this is an interesting thing. But it's a beautiful setup, and Foxy works on his threes every single night.
I really do.
He really does. And he's gotten to a point where he's fucking dialed in right now. The guy is a shooter. I wouldn't mind sending him into like maybe what's that court over there in New York?
Rucker Park.
Rucker Park.
Rucker.
Rucker Park over there.
Double rim.
Can you do it with someone in front of you?
Yeah, not as well, obviously, but I can still do it.
Should we buy those things the guys are always have their hands up?
Yeah, the practice guys where we hold them like and the brooms.
I'll buy right now.
So actually what I do with the pillars is I act like that's a screen, so I come off it, like the guy goes under the screen, and then you pull the three. So that's like a real in-game thing.
Evan Bucket Foxy.
Zito can be on the side like Fat Joe. He's always at the record.
Lean
Fat
back.
Zito. It's Fat Zito.
Lean back.
It's fucked up.
One Joe. No, fat. Fat?
Juan Snow was the other one, but then
By the way. Oh. Jon Snow is in rehab.
Oh,
Hey, get better,
taking
kid.
it well. It's
Get
not
better,
taking it
kid.
well.
No, but hopefully he gets better. This is good, right? Going to
will.
rehab is a good step. That is
Yes.
a admission of guilt. That is a, hey, I need to fix something here. Keep it going. What is the fall from the top of the mountain that hard?
I just can't imagine how stressful that would be. Everyone's talking about it. Then not only that, it's like, okay, this huge part of my career is ending, and who knows if what comes next is I'm ever going to be able to live up what I just previously did.
And I got exiled.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then on top of,
Saved the fucking world and then got shit on.
he should have been the king of the Seven Kingdoms.
well, and just everyone bitching about it. He's obviously seeing that, I don't know. You work hard on that kind of stuff. Probably.
As a massive throner, I'd like to say T's and P's to Jon Snow. Can't wait for you to get out. Congratulations to you, by the way, going in there and getting healthy. Maybe we send you to the rehab that Jon Snow's at.
It's like a
Food rehab.
It's a top of the line.
It's a luxury one.
It's
Yeah.
a luxury one.
Yeah, over there in Beverly Hills.
No, it's in Connecticut.
Oh, shit. Oh,
I believe. I thought I saw that.
the summer's good over there.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever been to a summer in Connecticut?
No.
You've heard.
I've heard great things, though.
It is.
Oh, man.
Great foliage.
All right, last night, Foxy and I got a chance to go up to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and do some magical things for a organization that is truly helping the world. Quick little recap of that thing, and then Ty Schmidt's going to hit some of the best music we've ever played at the end of this thing. I'll let you guess right now what it's going to be. You're probably right. To the conversation. And now, before a recap of an incredible trip to Fort Wayne for Foxy and I, a reading from Zito.
Thank you, Pat. Anthony Joshua is coming to the United States to take on the destroyer Andy Ruiz Jr. at Madison Square Garden at the New York City. In New York City. Let's go. Joshua is arguably the best heavyweight fighter in the world, holding 3 of the 4 major heavyweight titles. He is 22-0, and he has won all but one of those fights by knockouts.
He's 22-0. He's won all but one of those fights. Period. By knockouts.
Ruiz, 32 wins and 21 knockouts, is looking to take advantage of his first ever world title fight.
Okay.
Will Joshua defend is IBF. I'm guessing that meant his IBF.
Oh yeah, you're helping them.
Yeah.
Just saying, DAZN. Just saying. Will Joshua defend his IBF, WBO, and IBO world title, or will Ruiz capitalize on the biggest fight of his life?
This Saturday,
This
Madison
Saturday.
Square Garden, New York City, on DAZN. 42 knockouts between the two heavyweights. 3 titles on the line. Joshua Ruiz, the biggest heavyweight fight in the history of the world. This Saturday on DAZN from Madison Square Garden. Great read by you, man.
Rank?
I'm pretty sure you skipped an entire paragraph. But don't even worry about it, Zito. Don't even worry about it. Ladies and gentlemen, a recap. Just watch the fight. 2 heavyweights are going to knock each other out. It's going to be incredible. There's 3 titles on the line, and DAZN puts on incredible fights. It's in Madison Square Garden. The lights are bright there. Everything's going to be incredible. Shout out to DAZN. Watch that this Saturday. Also, shout out to Fort Wayne, Indiana, for being so hospitable to Foxy and I last night. 2 nights ago, I got a chance to go to Fort Wayne for the Big Brothers Big Sisters Northeastern Indiana gourmet dinner.
Nice.
46th annual
Wow.
gourmet dinner.
What was on the menu?
It was a duck, actually. Good.
That's how you know it's
Roast
gourmet.
Like a duck l'orange.
Yeah, there's this duck company here in Indiana on
really?
Winona Lake. They just became a sponsor of the Colts. They donated the duck dinner. I don't think I've had duck in a long ever.
Delicious.
Maybe
Pretty gamey. I mean, but a little bit.
It was like a greasy chicken. It
Yeah.
tasted,
Yep.
tasted pretty good. All these events that Foxy and I go to, there's not enough food. It's you get such small portions. So I would have like double duck. Man. You know what I mean? Give me a double duck. Double D. But it was an incredible event. Let's go with previous speakers. Okay? Let's go with previous speakers.
Yep.
I was asked to speak this year. They actually sent a private plane, which
Look at you.
we'll get into in a second. Thought I was dead. There was no air conditioning on the private plane. It was about 120 degrees.
Oh, my God.
And I guess we flew through a tornado.
The window.
So whenever we landed in Fort Wayne, they flew a plane down to pick me up and Foxy up. And there was a group there. I guess they had presenting sponsor of the event. They got a chance to fly on the plane with us up to Fort Wayne. So I get there. I accidentally took a nap right up until the time that the plane was supposed to take off, basically. I get there. I'm still half asleep. And they're like, oh, they're waiting for you around the corner. I'm like, is it Foxy? And I turn the corner. There's like 8 people there. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is happening. It's starting right now. So I start waking up a little bit. The Kuhn family is who was with us.
Yep.
Indiana Physical Therapy.
Yep.
Great people. They brought me back to life almost. But there's a lady named Gisette who is maybe the CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters.
that's right.
She was obviously panicked about the flight from Fort Wayne to pick us up. And the pilot was there. It was like, on the way back, we'll go up a little higher so we miss all of the things. And I was like, what happened? And Gisette was like, that was a rough ride. And I was like, oh, no, I do not do well with that. So I asked the pilot, I'm like, yo, you got Dramamine? I'm going to need Dramamine, especially if I'm supposed to go speak and all this stuff. He's like, I got you. We get on the plane, no Dramamine on the plane. No big deal. So we're packed in this plane. It's like, it was like an 8-seater, a little tighter though. It was a Citation. Not that means anything to anybody out there that's listening. And we get up in the air, and Foxy and I are just dripping sweat.
Legitimately bullets.
Dripping sweat. Foxy and I are just dripping. And I have my face like up against the vent thing, like a dog with a window almost. And there's just nothing coming out. So then we get up there, and it's a rocky ride. It was 30 minutes. Beautiful plane. It was very hot. Flew through a tornado. So shout out to that pilot. Wow. We landed. We get to the airport there, and the people at the hangar were like, didn't think you guys were going to make it through that. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And they point back at the TV behind them. It's the Doppler radar. There's just red circles everywhere. And it's like they have a "you are here" thing. God. We were right in the middle of like 7 red things. And I was like, I felt like that, to be honest. I want to let you know, I'm happy we made it. I gave like the pilot a fist bump or whatever. 6 cops waiting for us.
Nice. Wow.
I've been off the vitamins, so I didn't even have my vape pen on me. So that was the first time I've walked into an airport hangar like that where there's cops, and I was like, yo, what's up? Let's go talk. What's up? Let's go talk. How's it going, boys? They're very nice. Everybody was incredible. Got a chance to get there, go over to the event, and it was at that point I realized who the previous speakers were.
Okay.
And it was a big deal. All of a sudden, I'm like, holy shit, this is a big deal. Last year, Terry Bradshaw.
How about that?
Oh,
Terry Bradshaw, Fox Sports. Don't know if you know him. Country musician, too. Played quarterback for a little bit. Sing some songs for the
real
Steelers.
TB12.
Four-time Super Bowl.
Won a few games.
Well, the real TB12, I think, has 5 or 6.
All right, the first TB12.
Well, I just wanted to say. I mean, if we're gonna take shots at the guy, I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm a big Bradshaw
Should have
fan.
said original.
Love how big of a lunatic. Yeah, OG TB12.
There it is.
OG TB12.
Fair.
And they showed some clips of his speech. I guess he was a bit off the rails.
Oh yeah.
The guy sitting at our table, one of the head guys for Big Brothers Big Sisters, was like, Terry is a crazy man. I was like, that's kind of his thing, right? And he was like, well, it's no gimmick. It's a real. He had the most singing, I guess, during his speech last year, just out of nowhere. Just had him start singing this whole thing. And the plan was for me to speak for 30 minutes and then a Q&A afterwards. The year before Terry Bradshaw, Brett Favre.
How about that?
Wow, nice.
The gunslinger.
Okay, Brett Favre is speaking at this event. So this Big Brothers Big Sisters event is pulling in
do it
some
right.
massive names, right? So Brett Favre, veteran move, by the way, veteran fucking move, because the way the night played out is you shake hands with the VIPs, a lot of kisses and babies and hugs and kisses and pictures, and it was just awesome. It was a very well set up thing, but there's a lot of people coming through. You take pictures, then you go right inside for the entire
Gourmet dinner.
Run of show, though. It's like a run of show. There's a lot of videos. There's a lot of... And the way these always go is they try to pull at the heartstrings, right? So people will invest and donate and stuff like that. So the way these always work, and I don't get asked to speak at a lot of these things, so I was honored to do so. But I've done a couple of them. It's all the same. It's like heartwarming story, like crazy situation that happened to somebody. Then they ask for a donation, which happens. And then there's what's that called when the person who's a part of it goes up and speaks? Like there was a 16-year-old or 15-year-old kid named Carson who was a little brother, and he goes up and speaks and he reads this letter that he wrote. His mom died a couple years ago. His dad's in prison. He picked up a big brother. His name was Terry. They were an incredible pair. They read a letter that they wrote to each other basically for like 20 minutes. Just like, I'm crying in this thing. And then I'm up directly after that. Whoa. So then it's like, all right, dance monkey.
Yeah. And now here's comedy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm crying. I'm like crying listening to the story. It's all incredible. The Big Brothers Big Sisters program does very, very cool things. I don't think I knew enough about it before going into last night, but especially that one up in Fort Wayne. It's awesome. So I guess Brett Favre was in the same position I was in, and he goes up there, supposed to speak for 30 minutes, and then Q&A afterwards. Brett Favre gets up there and goes, well, I don't know if I can beat that, so I'll just take some questions. Just a fucking
nailed it in.
Veteran move, bro. They sent a plane to Mississippi to pick him up. They fly him up there. He's supposed to give a 30-minute speech, like a motivational speech, inspiring speech, and just goes, hey, man, I don't know if I can top that, so I'll just take some questions. And everybody at the Big Brothers Big Sisters thing was like, Brett Favre just wasn't prepared. I mean, the questions were good. It was a good answer, but he just wasn't prepared at all. And in my head, I was like, what a veteran move. But whenever I was in that position that Brett Favre was in, after those two read their stories, and I'm like crying, I almost went up there and was just like, I have no idea how I'm supposed to do it, so I'll just take some questions. But I didn't. I went up there. Was supposed to talk for 30 minutes, talk for an hour.
That way.
Just kind of let it loose. I didn't pee beforehand because I couldn't get up in the middle of the little brother, big brother speech because it was literally so intriguing to me. So I went up there having to pee. And then everybody knows that my bladder's an active one. And if you've ever been to one of my shows, you can kind of tell when it's wrapping up because my legs start dancing a little bit. And that's exactly what happened for this.
Yep.
I went for an hour, talked about the mentors in my life, Tim McAfee, and how a big brother isn't somebody that just spends time with somebody for the first time. It's somebody who can really shape and realign somebody's drive and focus and optimism and hope in life, which is what the guy before us did with the 15-year-old Carson who had lost his mom. He basically realigned his entire life, which is what my dad did. And then when I got to the NFL, Vinatieri did for me. So I just told like an hour worth of stories and had an absolute blast. It was incredible.
It was really good.
Foxy and I had a blast. I almost pissed my pants, and I'm so thankful for the Big Brothers Big Sisters. I mean, Todd, I feel like you talk at a lot more of these things than I do, to be honest. I honestly do.
On a lower scale, obviously. But yeah, they always screw you with the heartfelt moments right before the comedy. You know what I mean? But at least
sarcasm.
Yeah. No, it's real though.
No, it is
real.
Every cancer fundraiser, whatever I've always done, it's a slideshow of everyone who's passed, and people are crying, and they're like, "No, now for some comedy, here's Todd McCollum," and you're like, But that's a tough spot. It sounds like though you handled it great.
Well, I'm sitting there like actual tear dropping from my face, right?
yeah.
Like an actual tear is dropping from my face. I'm like, this is beautiful, man. This is all. And by the way, I think I'm getting more emotional as I get older. Things are starting to hit. Things are starting to hit
It
me.
happens.
Me for sure.
I hate it.
It happens.
I absolutely hate it. I used to be able to just watch that thing and not feel anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? I used to just watch that and be like, okay, cool, man. But now I'm starting to like really start to feel stuff.
Hey, so Pat's all choked up, everyone's choked up, and he goes up there. And before all this, Pizza Hut has a huge affiliation with Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Okay.
So Pat walks up there and had to talk about Pizza Hut, and all they were giving credit to was the pizza. So Pat goes up there and goes, guys, you're not giving the wings enough credit. And he goes in for like 3, 4, 5 minutes about Pizza Hut.
I had to reset the night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to so I just went after Pizza Hut for 3 minutes.
So funny.
Honestly, though, they don't
Is that
give
maybe a new sponsorship?
Fort Wayne. I don't know if we're gonna get the Northeast.
They're going to be
Pizza Hut.
so spoiled though because obviously they go for big time celebrity. Not very many big time celebrities can put it on like you do. It's going to be a lot of.
You're supposed to do 32 an hour. That's just the most classic you think of all.
Luck was before Brett Favre. Chuck
quarterbacks.
Pagano was before that. Tony Dungy's been up there. I mean, it's like a massive. The Wall of Fame there was pretty huge.
How about afterwards when they came up to you, Pat? Was there any like stories that touched your heart there? I mean, after you've done speaking and meeting people and saying, "Hey, I've been a big brother for a lot of years," or a kid who's been mentored by somebody.
Well, afterwards we got out of it because it was over. They gave away a car.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They gave away a car. Wait a
Really?
minute, I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So after I speak, I go like, thank you so much for having me. This has been an honor or whatever. Guy comes up, pretty good pop from the crowd at the end, by the way. Spoke for an hour, pretty good pop. It's like a 3-hour, 4-hour night at the end. If you can get him to pop a little bit, that's good news. The guy comes up, and he's the one who told me the story about Brett Favre just mailing it in earlier or whatever. So I think he was happy with what I did. Very thankful for him. And he goes, all right, time to give away a car. And I was like, we're giving away a car? Like, was I told this? I don't know if I was. And they're like, yep, that car right over there. Well, it's not that car over there, but it's one that looks like that one over there. And they drew 5 names out of like a bingo thing, and then those 5 people come up on stage.
There's
and
1,000 people there that could have won this car.
yeah, 1,000 people that could have won this car. They draw 5 names, and then it was like elimination. Last one standing wins the car. And I don't think the people knew that they were winning a car because whenever their name was drawn, it was just like a nice slow walk up to the thing.
Like it was nothing.
There's a round of applause for him. But it wasn't like a come on down. Like yeah, it was a fucking brand new 2019 car, and nobody even was like, yeah, not a big deal. Guy wins the car though. No reaction.
And they also gave the 5 contestants opportunities to outbid each other. Be like, hey, I want your ticket. You get out of here for $500 or something.
really?
And
Was
none
it
of
a
them
nice
did
car?
anything.
None of them did anything. It was MSRP was 26,000 something.
We'll take
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Yeah.
So you, as a person up there on that stage, $500 a ticket, by the way, for this event. 950 people there.
Yeah.
So you start doing the math.
So anyone could go, though? You just had to buy a ticket?
yeah.
It wasn't like invite only or anything?
No, it was $500 a ticket. I guess they were getting people that were buying a bunch of tickets day of too, so they had to add extra tables in the back. So, which is, by the way, very classic. I guess those were my fans. Classic. Just day of, like, oh fuck, yeah, let's get in there. Very thankful to everybody that came. It's an incredible event. But nobody was trying to bid anybody. Like, hey, I'll give you $100 here, but not even $100. Like, nobody was saying anything. I'm like, yo, bid for, just say you'll give them $1,000 later. Sell that car, dude. Just
Right.
get the car, sell the car. Now we're winning. And nobody did anything. It was just a gentleman's game, ball in hand. See you later. Guy wins a car. Nobody says anything. Round of applause. See you later. It was the most insane event I've ever been to in my entire life. Most insane event just giving away a car, raising a shit ton of money. getting a chance to speak, it was really cool.
Were they on mics too, like the winners?
No, the winners. So I had a mic that was on my chest here, and I thought it was just for the camera. It was actually through the whole PA system as well. So there was a podium with 2 microphones here, which there was different sizes of people talking. So that became quite a situation. But there was 2 podium mics there, and then I had one on my chest, and I thought it was just for the camera for the recording. So I didn't know I could have walked. I could have walked around.
Right.
I'm a walker too. I'm a stroller. I just stood very calmly at the podium, which is a wild move for me. Very bright lights, couldn't see anything. Tried not to squint, didn't want to look high. It was a lot of fun.
Are you mad at the pilots for not telling you? Because they definitely saw what they were going into. Or did you want to know or not want to know? I don't think.
I don't know. Whenever I was told that it was very rough air, I just assumed like, oh, it's just a little turbulence. Then when we landed, and the people that were at the hangar were like, can't believe you guys got through that. That's the first time I've ever experienced that before. And the fact that there was no air conditioning, that was kind of a wild
It was a wild
scene.
move, 2019.
It was a wild scene, but I'm happy the guy got the fucking plane on the ground. And then the flight home was smooth sailing.
Very good flight home.
It was smooth sailing.
That turbulence on the way there, though, we hit something so hard. Pat
I hit my head off the roof.
had a concussion,
really?
basically.
I don't wear a seatbelt. Everybody knows that. I don't wear a seatbelt. It's just one of those things, and it got me yesterday. It got me.
Damn.
It absolutely got me. I hit my head off the roof.
It's a hell of a bump.
That's the first time that's ever happened to me, and I don't strap up ever. So that was the first time that ever happened to me. My hair kind of got messed up, and it was an interesting situation. But I did. I put the seatbelt on immediately after that. By the way, I was like, "All right, well, I guess we're going. I guess we're going to war here with old Mother Nature."
How big of a leap was that? Like probably like 2 feet of a.
I mean, it was one of the. I had to like turn my head. Like, I mean, it hit my head and then my ear hit. I mean, I was up there.
wow.
You know what I mean? I mean, I was up there.
Was the guy talking to you over the PA at all during that turbulence?
No,
Or
no. I think
he was just fighting a storm.
I think he was up there in war.
Focused.
Yeah, and then there was another guy who was the ex-president of the Big Brothers Big Sisters. Term limit, his came up. He got to speak up there. He mentioned it a couple times. I don't know if there was a beef from him or not, but he did a lot of great work for Big Brothers Big Sisters. And he was sitting in the front. He had a headset on, only one pilot. And I guess he was hearing things in the headset that he said he like took the headset off. He's like, I don't want to hear this. I'm not a pilot. I'm not supposed to hear
He
this.
told you that after the fact.
Yeah,
though,
when we landed, he
Right,
was
right.
like, I was on the headset hearing some things I didn't want to hear. I took them off. I was like, oh, I'm fucking happy I didn't hear that. I was just hitting my head off the back right back there. It was a really cool thing, and a ton of money was raised for them. I think people should look into Big Brothers Big Sisters more, especially after last night. Just the stories of how these kids who come from, I mean, everybody has a story, right? Everybody has a story, but these kids come from these situations where it's almost like there's no hope, right? The future is one that is almost guaranteed to be a shitty one, like no matter what they do. And then you just have somebody who just comes and volunteers a little bit of time and just like chats with them and like kind of refocuses their entire life and hangs out with them. It's just, it's really cool what a little positivity can do to somebody. And I think last night was a picture of that. I enjoyed the hell of it, even though I almost fucking died on audio. Couldn't swear the whole speech.
Oh, yeah, I never thought about that.
Couldn't
Clean
swear.
show, huh?
Well,
The way you were bouncing around, it was hilarious.
yeah, I called myself a donkey like 3 times instead of
Donkey,
a jackass or ass.
mofo.
I sounded like Chuck Pagano. I sounded like Chuck Pagano as soon as I said it. And then
You did a couple like
shoots. Yeah, I did a couple shoots because I met all the kids that were going to be in attendance before the show. So then as I'm meeting them, they're just like these precious little things. I'm like, how's it going? And then the big brother of the person's with them is like, I'm a huge fan, man. Can't wait to hear you talk. And I'm like, it's going to be a little different. It's cool. Very thankful they had me. Thank you so much to Big Brothers Big Sisters, Northeastern Indiana. If you get some time, go ahead and donate it. Doesn't have to be cash, by the way. It just has to be your time. Just show up is what the one guy said. Just show up. Zito, you should think about being a big brother to somebody. Or maybe getting your own big brother.
I think Zito actually would be a good big brother.
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
a good father figure or brother figure.
There it is.
And this segment's over.
Thank you.